Welcome once again to the Hunt for the Cup, the show where we exclusively and extensively document the Nations Cup 2025 season. My name is Douglas Gray and I'm your host. And I have one question for you tonight. Are you ready to have your mind blown? Because we have tons of surprises on tonight's show. Super fun, super interesting. Let's get right into it. I'm going to introduce now my co-host, technical expert and good friend, Martin Roshkov. Marty, how you doing tonight?
Hello to everybody listening and viewing. I am doing mighty fine, Douglas.
Dude, seriously, I wasn't even kidding. Are you ready to have your mind blown? I mean, so much stuff happened, I can barely stand it. So, shall we jump right in and take a look at places 24 to 11?
Let's dive head first.
Let's dive head first. That's always the best way. Places 24 to 11. It was Ben Obadi. He DNF'd this week for Team France. 23 was Plunder from Team Italy. 22 was Stark from Team EU All-Stars. 21, Lego from Team Switzerland. Last week he was like near the top 10. This week he's dropped down to 21. Lucas F. last week, number 1. This week, 20. It's the beauty of ski racing. Number 19, Bubble 37 from Team France. 18 was Luigi 001 from Team Italy. 17, Bovis 88, also from Team Italy. 16, Freccia Blue. The Italians came right in a row today. Number 15, Ski Racing from Team Germany. Big improvement from last week, moved up like 7 spots. 14, Mentalist from Team EU All-Stars. He also had a big improvement. Last week was like 23, I think. 22, 23. This week he's moved up to place 14. Arezia from Team France. Last week a DNF, this week place 13. Number 12, John Julian from number 2 last week. On the podium, this week down to number 12. Number 11, Tom 84 from Team Germany. And that brings us to the top 10. 2 of the podium this week down below the top 10.
Well, you know, the new format and the way that things work at this point are proving to be quite interesting and quite difficult for some people.
Yeah, I think that's what makes it so exciting. And speaking of exciting, let's jump into the top 10. Our first racer in the top 10, he had the same exact position last week, is Bastio 64 from Team France. So let's go take a look at his run. We joined Bastio at the top of the beautiful Streif race course in Kitzbühel. As he comes up over the Mausenfall, nice flight, which leads him into the preparation of this very difficult turn, Carousel. Let's see how he does here. Whew, that was close to that sign. A little bit wide on that.
Edge. Right on the edge of it.
Yeah, he just a little bit late in the line there, but it seems like he's caught it back up as he heads into the Brückenschuss.
He's doing a good job maintaining his speed, even though, as you said, he's off the line a little bit. He's doing pretty good so far.
Yeah, he had a nice speed there on this long gliding section, 114, which is pretty decent. Oh, look, people arriving into Salzburg on Austrian Airlines. Nice off that little jump as he heads into the Alte Schneise, which is bringing up to this big jump here. Very well done. As he comes around this long right-footed turn, which is the preparation for the Hausberg Kante section, this little Super G section here. Let's see how he does.
These few turns were really well executed.
Exactly, very
tight.
tight.
I hope he stays on. I hope he stays on.
And as he prepares for the Hausberg jump, ooh, that was a little bit wide. And into the big right-footed turn into the traverse.
Nice. That was really well directed. Keeping the line in point. You know, could have been better, but it could have been way worse.
Exactly. Very well done. Very good run. 147.755. That's an excellent time on this run. Congratulations to Bastio 64. Okay, here and there a little bit, maybe a little bit late, a little bit wide, but for the most part, right on the line and a very good run. Number 10, Team France, Bastio. So now we're going to drop in and take a look at place number 9 from Kitzbühel, Swagmaster 13 from Team Switzerland. He prepares for the Mausenfall jump. Very good, 44 meters almost.
Beautiful execution coming into this really hard carousel turn. Left footer, beautiful right on it.
Wow, a little bit wide coming out of the exit, but it was really beautiful, the entry, no?
Oh yeah, sure, sure. Picking up a lot of speed into here.
Yeah, 132, that's a pretty good speed coming through the Stylong. And look at that, 115 through the Brookenschuss. That's very good speed. Makes a nice little left-footed turn and this small jump to bring him into Alteschneise. As he does the preparation for the Siedelarmsprung. Let's see how he does through this. Nice, a little bit to the left, maybe a little bit wide, but beautiful into the Larschenschuss as he prepares for this long right-footed turn.
Beautiful, beautiful right on it.
Wow, that's really good. Yeah, and I mean, just everything about the line is tight. Okay, maybe he's a little bit wide here or there. Maybe he's lost a couple of tenths here or there, but this is a run anybody would be happy with.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure.
I think these guys go also wide on that approach to the jump there. A little bit low through this top of the traverse, the entry to the reverse there. I would have preferred to bend a little bit more up to the top side of it. Nice, 40 meters off the close jump. And boom. Very nice through the end. 147.710. What I think is so interesting about it, between place 10 and the first place, there's literally like 7/10 of a second. So in this race at Kitzbühel, it really makes a difference. Every little, line error, every little bit of going wide, every little time you had to put on the brakes, it means the difference between 10th and on the podium. So
People are really pushing the limits though, because we can see here on Kitzbühel, just as you said, tenths of a second between 10th and first. It's
Exactly.
really getting competitive. Really getting competitive.
well, and it's a classic. Everybody wants to win this one. So congratulations to Swagmaster from Team Switzerland. Let's go take a look at number 8, which is also from Team Switzerland. McGarrett, recovering from maybe a less than perfect performance this week. He jumps back into the top 10 with position 8 at Kitzbühel. As McGarrett pushes out of the gate. Nice setup into the top of the Mausenfall. Bit more to the left on that, bit more on the left, a little bit on the line. Let's see how he does through carousel.
Whoa, that was close. It was beautiful.
Yeah, you see, he's a little bit late on the entry and the exit. So, I mean, he probably lost a couple of tenths there, although he kept a lot of speed, which is good.
But it's a common theme amongst people that race it.
Yeah, but it's funny because of the tight margins in this race. I mean, it's those little, okay,
Mistakes, yeah, that
yeah, it's
put you
those
away.
little, yeah, exactly. It's those little mistakes. It's those little things where I wouldn't even call them mistakes in a normal run. It's just those little imperfections are going to be what keeps people from the podium. Nice 33 meters off the Siedelarmsprung as he comes into the Larschenschuss, preparing for this big left-footed turn, which will take him into the Hausbergkante. Very nice through there.
Beautiful, beautiful execution. Really well done.
Exactly, and he's preparing well. He's ahead of it, and this time, I mean, last week in Wengen he missed kind of a silly gate. This week I think he's very nice and tight up on that. Last week,
77, that was really big.
yeah. But last week he was a little bit too tight and missed a gate he probably shouldn't have. This week I think he's much better at balancing the risk and reward to make sure he makes it down clean and dry.
These guys are so good, you cannot allow yourself to make any kind of mishaps or
No.
you've just lost your positions.
Exactly, you're out. Now we're going to take a look at a new racer this year from Team Austria. In place 7, Fighter 1908. As Fighter pushes out of the gate, again, everyone's doing very well in this preparation of Mausenfall. It's quite an important jump in the beginning here. 44 meters. Beautiful preparation into carousel. Maybe a little bit.
That was really close.
Yeah, maybe it was a little bit too direct on the entry. Did you see how wide he had to go to get out? He almost hit that sign, right?
Yep, and he probably started turning way too early.
Exactly. He like a little bit over anticipated, so it probably cost him a tenth or two. Speed's a little bit down through the Bruckenschuss, only about 114. Most of the guys are hitting 115, 116. As he does the left footer prepare for this little jump into Alte Schneise. Very good now. He's settled it back down. He's right back on the line. As he comes through this left footer, which is going to prepare him to this nice big 90-degree turn. And into the preparation for the series of Super G turns.
Beautiful, yeah, that was really well executed.
And it's so funny because this must be the right line because everybody's doing it. But nice 66 meters into the top of the traverse. A little bit late on the exit there, but
He corrected it just in time.
exactly. And it's funny because I find it amazing the margins and the little differences between everyone. 147.6. A beautiful line, a couple of tiny little, I mean, I wouldn't even call them errors, tiny little imperfections, which are going to keep him out of the podium. Now we're going to go off and take a look at place number 6 from Team Germany, Fabu 743. He pushes out of the gate into this gentle right-footed turn, bringing him to Mausenfalle. 42 meters, nothing to complain out about that.
So far from what we've seen, everybody seems to be doing surprisingly well in this top section.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I've heard that a lot of the racers pick a ghost they like to follow and then just try to follow it, you know. So I don't know how many people are trying to invent new lines or if they're all really just trying to emulate each other. I don't know exactly. I always try to pick my own line, but of course, they always beat me. So maybe they're smarter than me.
Maybe this year the strategy is different though.
That could be, yeah. I mean, the conditions will change on the courses in each of them. They have the ability to put in weather. So almost 40 meters off the Seitelarmsprung as he comes into this left footer in Larschenschuss. And maybe a little bit wide through there into the preparation. That's also very nice. I mean, I have nothing to complain about, right?
Oh no, that was smooth sailing.
Absolutely. And a nice little right footer, very tight up on the line as he comes into the approach to the Hausbruch jump. 70 meters, perfect, very tight up on the top of the traverse, you know, very
This
aggressive.
is probably one of the cleanest runs we've seen so far.
Exactly. He very much hit the perfect line all the way down, right? It was very clean, very tight, very well executed. And that puts him into 6th place with 147.5. Excellent run by Fabu, Team Germany. Team Germany has 2 people in the top 10 this week, so very well done for Team Germany. Now we're going to go take a look at number 5, Pepicum 20 from Team EU All-Stars. Pepe this week is on a great return to form. He had a little bit of a problem in Wengen, missed the gate, struggled a little bit, and was down and out of the top 5 for the first time that I can remember. But this week, much more in control. Beautiful through carousel. The entry was good, the exit was nice. Carrying decent speed, 28.0. That's a great split off that top section. 117, amazing. That's the top speed we've seen so far through the Bruckenschuss.
Yeah, really well executed.
Very good on the line there, right on it as he comes into Alte Schneise. These little turns which help him prepare for the Seitelarmsprung. Perfect.
You can guess that he's a veteran because he's keeping it really on it.
It's funny too because ironically these guys have probably skied this run more times than Kilde or Odermatt or you know Dominic Paris.
Most likely.
I mean, for sure. As he comes through the left footer and then the right footer that brings him into the top of the preparation for the Hausberg jump. Comes through very nicely. 70 meters into the traverse. See, I think this is where he kept himself off the podium. He was far too late out of the exit of the traverse. You know, he needed to keep it much higher. He scrubbed off a lot of speed at the end. And that's why he's in place 5 on the traverse. A little bit of a mistake on the exit, and that is what kept him from taking his place on the podium.
That was a way better run than in Wengen.
That was a way better run?
Nah. Really good, but people are really pushing the limits of what's considered acceptable and what's giving you 5th place.
Yeah, Pepe came back strong this week. And now we move to the 4th place. This week we have a newcomer, Wammer from Team Germany, his first time in the top 5. Let's go take a look at his run and see how he did. Wammer pushes out of the gates into the preparation for the Mausenfall. Nicely through. A little bit off that gate there.
That was an interesting approach, but seems to have worked.
Yeah, it was a slightly different line, but it seemed to look really good. His speed is good, 28.2. It's also a very good split through the top. Let's see how he does through the Brückenschuss, how much speed he holds here. Solid 115, very good. Into the left footer, which is the preparation for this little jump at the top of Alterschneise. 44.7, that's also a very good split. Comes into the Siedelarmsprung. Tight through the line. Into the left footer to prepare for the Super G turns. Nice. I mean, nothing to complain about.
Oh yeah, really well executed. He knows the line, he's played it.
Nicely through the jump. Let's see what he gets. 74 meters. And maybe a little bit low on the exit of the traverse. You know, it's funny because I don't see any major problems, and yet still he winds up in 4th place. So 147.07. It's very, very tight through. So any little deviation from the line is going to be the difference between podium, which we're coming up to now, and, you know, top 10. This week, recovering a little bit from a less than, you know, typical performance in Wengen is Hermann, coming in bronze medal position for Team Austria. Hermann, last year's Austrian #1, pushes out of the gate. Beautiful through the Mausenfall, decent flight, 41 meters. Wow, that's a beautiful line through Carousel.
Right on the gate.
And just the entry and the exit was exactly correct. 28.1, slower than Pepe's time through there though. He was 10th
He
slower.
probably compensates for that a lot though.
He's got to pick up time as we go down the hill. Let's see what happens here. Very nice there, Brückenschuss, right on the line. 44.6.
That was good.
That's really good. He's picked up time already on Pepe's time. Nice, very well prepared through the Seidelarmsprung. Into this
That's
big...
where he can pick up a lot of speed.
Yeah, I think he's like right on this as he comes through the bottom of the Larschenschuss, preparing for this big left-footed turn, which sets him up for the Super G turns. Beautifully executed. Nice, right on the line, but not too tight. Let's see how he does through this preparation. Boom. Wow, 67 meters. See, I think that's where he kept himself from being #1. The exit out of the traverse was just a little bit low.
Most likely, yes. I agree with you, Doug.
We're talking about a difference of, so 147.06 to 146.9. So, I mean, that's hundreds of seconds.
We've got two more people left still. Like,
I know, and it's like,
that's crazy.
Seriously, a hundredth of a second is like the time it takes to blink your eyes. And now we're going to go take a look at the number 2 performer this week from Team EU All-Stars, Amke. Team EU All-Stars number 1 for the 2025 season pushes out of the gate. Beautiful over the Mausenfall. Perfect line coming through the exit. Whew. That was tight on that gate, man. That was aggressive.
I didn't understand how he didn't go through with it.
It looked like he straddled, right? But the thing is, the top of that turn was a little bit too direct, which made him go a little bit wide on the exit. So, I mean, he had to correct a little bit on the exit from carousel, which, you know, might be the difference between second and first, given how tight the margins are.
Most likely. Even everything, every little thing that you do that is not as good as it could be, could cost you.
Exactly. I mean, and especially with these tight margins, the little differences make up everything. Very nice, though, through this entry into the Larschenschuss. Coming through, just a little bit wide there, a little bit late in the line. But he gets right back on it as he enters into the Super G turns. Nothing to complain about here. This is beautiful.
This is as close as you can get to perfection. Well done, Amke.
It's textbook, right? Let's see how much flight he gets off that. 68 meters, very nice. See, he stays much higher up at the exit of the traverse. So picks up a bit of time, a couple hundredths to maybe a tenth.
153 was the speed on that day.
Amazing, right? Perfect. I mean, we're talking thousands of a second difference between third place and second place. And this week, we're going to go take a look at the first-time champion on the podium. He was on the podium last week in Wengen. This week, he's number 1. Let's go take a look at the run from Dave 4 from Team Austria. Dave pushes out of the gate, setting up the first big jump, the Mausenfalle. Excellent, 44.5 meters. Beautifully on the line in the carousel.
Beautifully done. Really nice.
Seriously, that was textbook, right? That was perfect. 132, good speed.
Short jump, keeping up the speed.
27.86.
So far, you can see why he's first.
Everything is just completely perfect. And that was the fastest split through the end of the Steilhang. He skis under the Austrian Airlines jet. 44.3. That's also the best split we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Over the Slalomsprung, 35.8 meters, beautiful. Wow, see, and look at how tight he is up on the right-hand side as he prepares for the right-footed turn. And then into this big left-footed 90-degree turn. Perfect preparation into the Super G turns.
Really nice.
Very high through the preparation for the Hausberg jump. 70 meters almost. And look, he even goes a little bit low. He even lets it drift a little bit low there in the line, but 158.
158.
That's
wow.
Amazing, right? So you can definitely see why he won. And let's take a look at this. 0.9 something. So, I mean, those are tiny little margins and just amazing. So, well done to Dave 4 on his first win in the 2025 tournament.
That's the way to go, Dave. That was beautifully executed, satisfying to watch.
Yeah, you have to be super picky to find anything wrong with that. So, let's go take a look at the results for this week's races and the tournament overall. Here we have the results for each of the racers from number 1 to number 12 with their times. And now we're going to see 13 through 24, which 24 was Benno Badi. A lot of change from last week. Team Austria with a pretty big lead they've got going there. But look at the difference between Team Swiss and Team EU All-Stars. EU All-Stars came from 4th to go back on the podium into 3rd, and they're 3 points behind Team Switzerland.
They're really close, and Germany is right there in the realm of possibilities as well.
The fight for the podium is getting really interesting because they can fight their way into the podium depending on how these other 2 teams perform in the next week. And this week, since we've had 2 races, we're going to take a look at the overall standings. If you look at the top 3, Dave, with his super consistent performances, is number 1. Amke, who was, I think, 4th in Wengen and 2nd in Kitzbühel, jumps to the top. And then Lucas F., from the fact that he won the first race and then, didn't have the world's best week this week, still is on 3rd place. There is the rest of the results for this week. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Marty, thanks as always. You're off skiing now, aren't you? You're ready to go, right?
Thank you for having me, Doug. Oh yeah, I can see the view with my left peripheral, and
it's very distracting to see that mountain from your bedroom all the time, I'm sure, man. But have a great day. Knock 'em dead. Send it off big cliffs. I want to thank everyone for watching at home and all the competitors this week. Tune in next week. We have another very exciting competition as we do the classic German downhill from Garmisch-Partenkirchen. And we look forward to seeing you out there. Like and subscribe below. Pray for snow. And we'll see you on the ski slopes. I'm Douglas Gray. Thanks for watching. Cheers.